Hey you guys, it's your girl Natural. Welcome back to my channel. So, I want to say that Johnny Depp is not looking good. He's not looking good. Like in his physical self, he's not looking good. And I wonder why that is. What's going on, Johnny? Doesn't look good. His face looks puffed up and skinny at the same time. Looks sweaty, and his hair looks greasy and oily, and I look at this face and he just doesn't mark me as the face as someone who's really very healthy. So what happened, Johnny Depp? Alright, I'm gonna stop clowning. I have a little article here I'm gonna read with you. Apparently both he and Amber Heard were at film festivals recently, but two separate ones. And I feel like I have to keep speaking up for Amber Heard, because the more and more I look at not only the trial, that whole debacle between the two of them, the lawsuits, the works galore. When I look at Johnny Depp's character, I see someone who is really not well in their mental capacity, in their physical health, everything really not well. And I come from the type of family. I mean, I live in Europe, but I'm from the South of America. And I come from a very religious family, but not a dogmatic family, and I come from the belief system and a long line of people who instilled in me that how you look on the outside reflects how you look on the inside. So if you are tormented, on the inside, that's what's going to be going on the outside. And from my life experience, I'm sorry, I have a mint in my mouth. I don't know why it was my genius idea to eat a mint before filming. It'll go down. I'm sorry. But when I look from my life experience, and I'm just speaking here from my life experience, that's pretty much what I see. When you are not right in this, and you're not right with that, this right here doesn't look good. And it's kind of like MAGA. It's kind of like how MAGA has been this kind of cult thing that's so insidious, and it's just clicking to us now that, like, all of these people popping up saying, oh, well, people can be racist against white people too, and men's rights, and everything's a conspiracy theory, the red pill, the deep state. It's just now clicking to us like, oh, yeah, some of these people aren't well. Like, some of these people, like, aren't well up here. The same thing, I've talked about it, in other videos where I've talked about Amber Heard. I feel like I have to speak up for her, because what we face is this terrible time in history where misogynists, racists, bigots, abusers, they're getting away scot-free, and their victims are the ones who are being attacked. Amber Heard is being attacked while this guy who, is an abuser. He's an abuser. He's a drug addict. He's like a misogynist. He's someone who essentially deeply emotionally abused Amber Heard and just expected her to lay there and take it. And so when she started not laying there and taking it, he's just like, whoa, 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 what's going on? You're not supposed to fight back. What's going on here? And that, I feel like, points more to where a person is in their spiritual self. People who are weak, weak on the inside, those are the people who go on to be women beaters. Like you're constantly trying to coddle some fragile male ego. And I feel like that's how a lot of women get caught up into this cycle of abuse. Amber Heard fought back. And Johnny Depp was like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? Don't fight back. Sit there, lie down there and take this abuse. And I would go and I would look at all the comments and stuff, and there's all of this internalized misogyny going on. There's so many women coming in saying, I'm a woman and I don't condone this behavior. I'm a woman and this and that and this and that. Even people who are saying, I'm a woman and I'm a victim of abuse, and she's not a victim, Some of these people, I truly, truly think are probably trolls. They're probably trolls who are actually men, and they're just saying, I'm a woman because blase, blase, blase. But I actually think some of these people are somehow interrelated into these circles of wonky sort of moral compasses where we're getting back to the days of misogynistic, chauvinistic, patriarchal men who are basically abusing women and Stockholming them into thinking this isn't a real victim. She's not a real victim. Amber's not a real victim. She's lying, you know. I don't know who these, but a lot of these women who are really targeting Amber, I don't know what their dynamic is. I've said this before. I don't know what their dynamic is, but to me, something is going on in their household, their mental health, etc., etc. But I had to note how, you know, when I look at the pictures and things with Amber with her daughter, for example, when I look at pictures of her in Spain, in Italy, you know, trying to pick her life back up after this, I see a woman who is starting from zero, but at the same time exonerated, who's free, whose spirit is free, who's happy, you know, who quite literally is happy. And I look at Johnny Depp and I see someone who is tormented, you know. Even if Johnny Depp won that lawsuit, karma, baby, God, I don't know if you guys believe in God or not, you know. Replace the word God with karma, nature, however you want to call it, but God will eventually catch up. So anyway, this is an article from People. It's entitled Johnny Depp Appears in Trailer for 2023 Karlovy Vary Film Festival During Events Opening Ceremony. This is an article from Brenton Blanchett. It's from July 1st, 2023. It says Johnny Depp makes an appearance in the new trailer for this year's Karlovy Vary Film Festival, which debuted at Friday's opening ceremony. So again, I just want to highlight that when you feel tormented on the inside, it reflects on the outside thing. And the thing about this kind of like poser type mentality, they don't want to accept their faults. They don't want to accept that they're imperfect, that they're human. And so a lot of times when something is thrown their way, which might not even be like trying to just get them to admit, oh, I failed, you know, they perceive it as that. Especially narcissists. I mean, Johnny Depp, he strikes me as the epitome of a narcissist. And as I've told you guys, it breaks my heart because Edward Scissorhands, you know, The Corpse's Bride, Pirates of the Caribbean, those are some of my most staple childhood films, you know. To see someone like that, it really, really hurts me, but at the same time, looking back at his anthology of films, they're also dark. It doesn't really surprise me. But hey, at the end of the day, we're all human. Anyway, it says, after he was asked a personal question about why he didn't receive an award the last time he was at the festival, Depp, 60, and by the way, no 60-year-old should be acting the way he acts, replies, we're here to talk about music, really, before pulling a trophy out of his guitar case. We're here to talk about music, really. He strikes me as someone who really just, it hasn't clicked to him that he is human. He doesn't have to be perfect all the time. Just say, hey, I didn't get an award, but you know what? I'm always striving for better. It takes a lot of humility to get there. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that line right there pretty much it encapsulates everything that I want to say about Johnny Depp's his personality, his inability to accept fault and to acknowledge that he is human and that he's flawed and to strive to be better. Um, it just has that icky. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think in the comments. But I wanted to juxtapose that against kind of how Amber Heard talked about, because she was also at a film festival. And I just want to contrast that we need to talk about music thing. I wanted to kind of contrast that against Amber Heard and her humility. The fact that she has humility. Narcissists really don't do humility. And they might do some sort of half-assed attempt at it, like some weird, you know, I don't even know, some weird act or front of it, but they don't really have it. But listen to that. We're here to talk about music, really. Listen to that compared to this. So it says, earlier this week, Heard shared a photo of herself on stage at the 69th Taormina Film Festival in Italy, which she attended for her movie In the Fire. It marked her first film festival appearance since the contentious defamation trial. I have a feeling that Johnny Depp and his goons tried to, and this is not an article, this is just me. I have a feeling that he and his goons really tried to smear Amber, you know, really tried to destroy her career and all the meanwhile save Johnny's career. But I think that in the end, this is going to have the ultimate opposite effect. And the film director here echoes that. So it says, so this is what Amber captioned, you know, in an Instagram post, you know, being thankful, again, humility. She says, thank you for such an incredibly warm reception at the Taormina Film Festival for my latest movie, In the Fire. It was an unforgettable weekend. Hashtag In the Fire. That wasn't so hard, Johnny. You could have done that. You could have done that. You know, one thing that I think that is going to come out of this and that people really need to recognize is that adversity sometimes forces you to be stronger and to have more humility. And Amber, baby, you're going to be stronger from this. So it says the film's director, Connor Allen, told people at the festival that Amber has an incredibly bright future ahead. Do you hear that? She has an incredibly bright future ahead. And I think that she does. With this attitude, she will. And something in this case you kind of have to do. You know, you have to ignore those narcissists. You have to ignore those haters, those trolls, and just keep moving. They wanted to defeat you. They wanted to smash you into the dirt. And when you pull yourself up from that, they hate it even more. So I have a feeling in the coming years, we'll see Amber start to put the puzzle pieces of her life back together and bloom. Just bloom into this beauty that's come from the, you know, like a phoenix from the ashes and built this resilience. And we're going to slowly start to see Johnny just sort of recede more and more and more into himself. Go ahead. Keep my word on that. Like I said. Like my grandparents said, how you feel on the inside reflects how you look on the outside. So, Connor Allen added, I think In the Fire showcases her talents as an actor. I know this is something she is very proud of, and it's something we are very excited to release to the public. Just listen to the feel. Just, how does that make you feel? Listen to the feel of that whole thing, you know, the second part of that I just read, you know, related to Amber. And listen to how it felt with Johnny, you know. Not looking so good, Johnny. Not looking so good. But I would love to know what you guys think in the comments, respectfully. I know that this is a divisive topic, but guys, again, let me know what you think. If you're new to this channel, go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell so you know whenever I post video, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.